Can TV's LOL Chicago, where you're seeing some of Chicago's best and brightest comedic stars on this stage. A big round of applause for your host this evening, Marz Timms. LOL Chicago. You guys are going to see some funny comics out here tonight. Most of them I know personally and have worked with them all over Chicago. So it's like being at a family reunion for me a little bit. I get to see the family members be funny. We all got those funny family members, right? Right? Yeah. You look like you definitely have some funny family members. Yeah. I'm glad I got to get back here to Chicago today. I flew in from Florida just a couple of hours ago, and whew, it's hot down there. But it ain't nothing like Chicago hot. It ain't nothing like Chicago hot, because three things happen in Chicago when it gets this hot outside. One thing, we know crime increases. That's not a good thing. Two, the music starts. Music starts because it's shirtless driving weather in Chicago. And the third thing that I hate when it gets hot outside in Chicago is, do you have a moment for the environment weather? Yeah, we've seen the people. Do you have a moment for the environment? All of them out there. I think the environment would do a lot better if they got better people to work for it. Why is it that everybody that works for the environment looks like they wouldn't last a day out in the environment? They out there all pale and shit with the sun beating down on them. Excuse me, do you have a moment for the environment? No? Maybe a gluten-free sandwich? Is that pollen? Oh my goodness. Man, I see it, it drives me crazy. Because I know the environment would do better if they got people that lived and worked out in the environment day in and day out. That's right, I'm talking about the homeless. That's right. Who better to work for the environment than the homeless? They know how to get the busy businessman or businesswoman's attention, don't they? Excuse me, homie, you got a moment for the environment? Oh, you ain't got a moment for the environment. You ain't got a moment for the environment, huh? God bless you, have a nice day. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Man, I love this city though, I grew up here. Yeah, my name is Mars, like the planet, except with a Z. My father named me. My sister's name is Denail. D-E-N-A-I-L. Like I've got the hammer, I've got Denail. You got a stunned look on your face like, what kind of bullshit name is that? The crazy part about it is my father's name is Robert. Yeah. Who does that to their kids? My father, that's who. And here's the thing, everybody knows that my dad named us after a planet and what sounds like Italian furniture. He named my cousin's son Trebor. Silence is the appropriate response to that. My dad's reasoning? My name's Robert. His name's Robert too, but it's spelled backwards. Yeah. So because of that bullshit, my cousin has to go around with a name that sounds like he's a ghetto robot from the future. Now, but we were lucky enough that my mother was in charge of our education. And my mom had one rule for my sister and I. She was like, no matter what, you have to suck it up and stay in school. I have to suck it up and go to work every day. You guys have to suck it up, stay in school. Cool, no problem whatsoever. We were fine with that. One day I went down to the principal's office and I walk in and there's this little white boy sitting there and he's crying. I'm like, oh shit, what did I do to him? And I walk in there like, Mars, your mom is on the phone and she wants to talk to you. And I'm like, damn. I got a lot of my mother. I get on the phone, already to lie. I'm like, hey, Ma, how's work going? Everything going all right? You good? You good? My mother was laughing her ass off. They was like, they got your name mixed up with that little white boy sitting right there. His last name is Sims. Your last name is Timms. They called me at work. They put him on the phone with me. He was crying to me. I thought it was you, so I cursed his ass out. Don't mess with Mama Timms. She was like, what you doing all that crying for? Got them white people calling me here at work. You know I can't come down there and get you.
You better suck it up and get your ass back to class.
Or I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna give you something to cry about. She said there was silence for a whole minute. And then finally he goes, I don't think this is my mommy. I can only imagine though when he did get his mom on the phone, she was like, oh my God, Billy, what's wrong? Your stomach's hurting? You're not feeling well? You want me to come down there and get you? He was like, I wasn't feeling well, Mom, but I'm gonna suck that shit up. I'm gonna get my ass back to class. You go ahead and make that money, bitch. All right, peace. All right, you guys, we're gonna keep this show going. You guys are good, and we are glad to have you. We have our first comedian coming here to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. She has a podcast called Personal Disclosures. She also has a 1-hour comedy special that's gonna be at Second City in December. Make some noise for the one and only Marsden Kelly.
I'm gay. Thank you. I actually wanted to see how your response would compare to my dad's. It was better. It took me a while to figure out that I was gay. Netflix actually figured it out before I did. I started getting these recommendations, like movies featuring a strong female lead. That's how it starts. Movies featuring a strong female lead where all the male characters die. Movies featuring Jodie Foster and no one else. Other TV shows based on your very obvious interest in women. I watch Hulu now. I also wasn't in a rush to come out because I was living in North Carolina at the time, and you know, it's true what they say about being gay in the South. Don't. Yeah, a bad Tinder date in North Carolina was not like, oh, she was so boring. It was like, oh, she was an undercover evangelical operative sent to tell me that by choosing homosexuality, I was condemning myself to eternal damnation. 2 times that happened, you guys. And one of those times, the girl also called me fat. Which, like, first of all, chastity. Some people tell me I'm, like, too pretty to be gay. I don't know if you guys agree that I'm pretty. I'm just saying it's, like, an objective fact that, like, some people think that. I got a message from a casting director on Instagram recently. As I saw your pictures, I was like, damn, she looks so, and okay, guys, like, maybe I'm just cocky, but I fully expected him to say stunning. Instead, he was like, damn, she looks so much like a cop. I was like, okay, so I assume this movie is about a female police officer with a heart of gold and flawless skin. He's like, no, you'd be an extra. We actually just need someone burly to wrestle like 4 dudes into a cop car. So I was like, when? So I go, and it was totally worth it because I got my first speaking line in a movie. Thank you. You can applaud or not, it's fine. Yeah, it's at the end of the movie. I'm wrestling this guy into a police car, and the whole time he's doing this. Which, if you're not aware, that is a sexual gesture. And my line, which I memorized, practiced, and will perform for you now, goes as follows. That is not even how you eat pussy. If you're going to do it right. I think I nailed it. You can see me, you can hear me saying that line in select theaters this fall. Or you can hear my mother loudly sobbing about it right now. You guys should totally see the movie, though. It's super diverse. Scarlett Johansson's in it. She plays Native American triplets, so she says it's fine. Life in Chicago is going pretty well. You guys like it here? I'm a fan. I'm back on Tinder. Thank you. Yeah, I am an idiot, so. I went on a date recently after reading a bunch of inspirational quotes because I was just feeling like really ready to like live, laugh, and love. It was, I went all in getting ready. Like I wore this like little black dress. It was, what do they call the bodycon dresses? Those are dresses that are made of like spandex lycra and self-hate. Yeah, and that of course required the full body Spanx, which if you haven't seen them look like a boobless scuba suit. It's a look. Looking back in hindsight, I also contoured my cheekbones to the point where they would have looked more natural, probably on like a starving Scandinavian whose mother was a triangle. It's a look, it's a brand. So I show up to the bar where I'm meeting this girl, and the bar stools are just like a little bit higher than I'm used to, like up here, like 4 inches higher than that. And so I'm like trying to like hop up on this bar stool, right? And I realize that my Spanx are so tight that I cannot move any part of my body enough to sit down. So I'm like Little Mermaiding this bar stool, right? Like cute, like the lobster in the background. And my date comes in and she's like, take a seat, like a normal person. And the only thing I could think to say in that moment was, no. So she's like, okay, why not? Which is a valid question. And I was like, okay, first of all, it's called feminism. I'm not just gonna sit because the patriarchy wants me to, okay? As like all of my ribs audibly snap. The face of female empowerment is the face you make when you take off your Spanx and can breathe again. The date went well. We parted ways. And then the next day, I get this like rapid fire series of all caps text messages. Like, we need to talk, period, now, period, in person, period. So I show up to meet this girl terrified. And she's fully in crisis, and she's like, Marz, I haven't been totally honest with you about who I am. So immediately I'm like, who sent you? Was it the evangelist? Did they find me? Was it fucking Chastity? Did she send you? And she's like, what? No, I told you I was gay and I don't think that I am. And I was like, oh my God, dude, that's fine. This is the Midwest. I make out with straight women all the time. But she's like, no, like I don't even know like who I am or, you know, what my sexuality is or if I'm even still a Sagittarius. Which like classic Sagittarius, right? And Gemini's always really like that joke. All right, let me leave you guys with this. It's a super effective test that I've developed for figuring out if I'm on a date with an undercover evangelical operative. Super simple, you're welcome to use it. I just stand naked next to a Bible and see what they reach for first. If it's a shotgun, they're definitely evangelical. Thank you so much, I'm Marsden Kelly.
One more big round of applause for Marsden Kelly. Oh, she was talking about oral pleasure in women. Let me tell you, guys, don't you hate that when you're down there and you get the little tap on the head? It's like, all right, you're done. Tap, tap. Come on up. I had a woman audibly yell at me to stop at one point. It was like being yanked out of like a pee-wee football game. It was just like, all right, what are you doing down there? Come on out of there. You're embarrassing all of us. Come on. Needless to say, that first date was over pretty quickly. We're gonna keep moving right along. We have another comedian coming up for you guys. This guy, he performs regularly. I said that right. Regularly, sometimes I can't get these words out, but he performs regularly at Zany's, and he opened for Michelle Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the very funny Vik Pandya.
How we doing? Yeah, good to be here, man. I am Indian. I hold for applause. Growing up Indian is the same but different. Like, we celebrate the same holidays as everyone else. We just put our own spin on them. Like for Thanksgiving, instead of going around and saying what we're thankful for, my family just went around the table and told me things I need to improve on. I remember one Thanksgiving was particularly ruthless. Why aren't you married? Why didn't you have a job? Why do you still live with your parents? Because I'm 12, Grandma. Why are we having this conversation? When I was your age, I had all the boys chasing me. Yeah, it's because you're a dirty asshole, Grandma. It was an audible groan after that one. It's fun being a comedian. You get to travel a lot. You get to take Spirit on purpose. Spirit is like the Uber pool of the skies. I hate having to pay for every incidental service on Spirit, right? You got to pay for a carry-on bag, which costs like half the price of the flight. So what I do in protest is I just wear all my clothes on the plane. The last flight I took, I was so well dressed, people thought I was the captain. Because wearing a piece of clothing on Spirit that doesn't have stains on it, you're the highest ranked person by default on the flight. That's how it works. I realize I get very emotional on planes. And it's not because I have to undergo a lot of additional background checks at the airport. It's because there's something about being at 10,000 feet that just makes me weep at any movie on board. Like, I was on a 1-hour flight to Cleveland. I was about halfway through Mrs. Doubtfire. By the time we landed, I was openly weeping. The flight attendant comes up to me, he's like, "Sir, is everything okay?" And I didn't want to admit to her that this movie got to me emotionally. So what I said was, "I just really love Cleveland." And she was shocked, because nobody's ever said that. No one's ever said that. LeBron James is rich, and he was like, "I can't enjoy this. I gotta go. I can't do it. I can't do it." Marz is talking about some gross stuff up here, man. I like to be called Jairam Hathwar. That's the 2016 Indian National Spelling Bee champion. So everyone's got their own thing. Everyone's got their own little thing. I'm single in 2018. I don't know why I said that like 2017 was any different. Someone asked me the other day, said, "Vik, how are you single? You're hella charming and dapper as fuck." I was like, "Thanks, Mom, you're right. You're right, girl, you're right, you're right." I think the reason I'm single, though, is I'm not over my ex. I had a really manipulative ex. So I try to get revenge on her, but I'm really petty with it. Like, I still have her Netflix password. So every 6 months, I'll go in there, watch a bunch of self-help documentaries to fuck up her suggestion queue and make her realize she's the problem. It's a long game to play, but I think it's working. I think it's working. The most petty thing I did was view her LinkedIn profile a bunch of times, so she in turn viewed my profile, forcing her to see all the skills I've been endorsed for that she claimed I didn't possess. It's like, "Oh, I don't have communication skills? Well, Bob from Radio Shack thinks I'm fucking crushing it." So, killing it out here. I think unlimited data has ruined relationships. Because back in the day, you used to have to think before sending a text, right? That shit costs money. I see some people cricketing here that look confused. When 9 Weekend Minutes came out, that changed the game, right? You spent your whole day prepping for that one text. You're like, "Ooh, girl, once it hits 7:31, you're about to get a flurry of messages." Don't even know. It's tough, though. I think tough dating our generation, you know? Everyone's trying to do something different. Like, I think I just use dating apps incorrectly, though. Like, one of my favorite things to do when I'm drunk is create fake Christian Mingle profiles to scare white people with. I'll just be on there messaging conservative white women. "Hello, this is Akbar. Please ask your father if he'll take 6 goats in exchange for virginity." I was doing that joke at a show, and this brown girl pops up. She's like, "6 goats? Do I look like a ratchet thought? This pussy's worth at least 8. I was like, "Oh shit, I wasn't really the exchange rate. I apologize." So I got banned. I got banned just 3 hours after creating the account. Christian Mingle sent me an email and informed me of this. I responded to the email with, "Hey, you guys just lost a customer for life. I'm going back to Farmers Only. They love that shit." Love it. Love it. I got a lot of hobbies. One of my favorite things to do is watch low-budget rap videos. I was watching this little Uzi Vert video. And you know that scene in every rap video, they count the money on the table? I paused it during this little Uzi Vert video. $32 on the table. It's like, you're not doing so hot if I can count. Those are 10s, not 100s, I can see it, okay? If you look real close, there was someone's grandma clipping coupons in the corner. I'm like, what happened to rap? This shit has changed. If you're from Chicago, you may be familiar with the rapper Chief Keef. Yeah, if you don't know who Chief Keef is, you've definitely read a book. So good for you. Every Chief Keef video is the same. It's just him and 30 of his male friends in someone's living room. 6 of them are shirtless. I'm like, this isn't a rap video. You guys just had a sleepover and filmed it. I don't know what this is. What this shit is. But if I had to pick a type of rap that I like the most, it'd be educational rap that sends a message. And there's one song that really encompasses this, and that's a 2002 smash hit, Work It by Missy Elliott. Now, if you know the chorus, sing along with me now. It's a very enlightening chorus. I'll tell you why it's great after, but sing along with me now on the count of three, guys. 1, 2, 3. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. What a clever way to talk about the benefits of a reverse mortgage. That song came out in 2002. The financial collapse happened in 2008. That song was ahead of its time, okay? All right, guys, my name is Vik Pandya. Have a good night. Thank you.
Give it over, Vik Pandya! As you've probably noticed, I have to adjust the microphone up and down for every comic that comes up here. Everybody's been taller than me, man. I am 5'7" on a good day. On a good day. On a bad day, I am just a measuring stick for drunk women in a bar. They're like, you're not 5'7", I'm 5'7". Stand back to back. But here's the thing about me. Love tall women. Love them. I dated a woman that was 6'3" once. Yeah, I'm telling you, best relationship of my life. We'd go out on dates, we'd go to concerts, I'd have the best seat in the house on top of her shoulders. It was great. It was great. I'd start fights, she'd finish them. It was great. We had to break up though, of course. All good things come to an end. We had to take a picture together, and in that picture she got down on one knee. In a picture like this. With her arm around me. I looked like a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid in that picture. I couldn't live my life like that. I couldn't live my life like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next comedian coming to the stage. He just got back from a tour of some of the southern states. Very funny man. Make some noise for Tom Sean.
Hey everybody, how we doing tonight? My name is actually Tom Schump, and it's nice to meet you all too. Good job adjusting this mic stand though. Did a great job there. So, everybody had a good time today? Yeah. I actually came here from downtown. Downtown is my favorite place to be. I'm there almost every day. What I love about downtown is the possibilities. I don't care who you are. You could be an investment banker or just some guy who works at Starbucks. Sooner or later, you're gonna see an old lady poop in the street. It'll happen to you. It's the great equalizer. I remember one time I saw a homeless man peeing another homeless man in the middle of the day. Could you imagine not even waiting until nighttime for that kind of activity? That was Lower Whacker, so it's all up for grabs down there. Hobos run shit down there. But yeah, I actually grew up in the South Side, a place where there are much fewer possibilities. But growing up, my best friend, he had roaches. Pretty nasty. I was over there a lot. Remember, every time we would turn the lights on, they would just scatter all over the place. And one day I was over there and I was like, oh man, I noticed the roaches aren't around. This is great. What'd you do? Get like an exterminator? He's like, no, we just stopped turning the lights off. And I was like, oh, problem solved. I was like, with this kind of problem solving, I can't wait to see what you do around the smell around here. Yeah, South Side. I could tell I didn't grow up in a good area because there were a lot of signs that said 99 cents. If you're in an area and all you see is signs say 99 cents and everything's made out of corn, you gotta move. Does that still work on people? I don't understand. Like, 2018, is there people sitting around going like, I don't have $200, but $199.99? That sounds like a steal to me. But yeah, you know, I'm speaking of stupid people, I'm gonna get right into that. So one of my favorite things to do is talk about stupid people. But I was driving around not too long ago. I find myself behind a motorcycle. Now this is a very, very specific kind of person driving this motorcycle. He was like the skinny white dude, and he was wearing like a jumpsuit that was yellow and looked like it was made out of hand towels. Very specific. So he's driving. I'm right behind him. And all of a sudden, things get a little too calm. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out his cell phone, starts texting. After a couple seconds, he loses control of the bike for a second. He goes, oh, oh, oh. He spins around. I see him take some deep breaths. He's panicking. He's like, The son of a bitch pulls it back out. Now, I don't want to speak ill of this person because he is probably dead. But how could this guy not be dead by now, by the time I'm telling this story? But this is the stupidest person I've ever seen. I realized that I cannot share a road with this person. There's no way that I can live my life on the same street as this guy. This guy was so stupid, he made me believe in segregation. I just believe that stupid people should have the same streets, so separate but equal is all I'm trying to say. Let's keep them away from us. A little bit divisive, that segregation thing, huh? Well, if it's about stupid people, I think everything is up for grabs, personally. But, yeah, I was at the street the other day, I pulled up to a crosswalk, and I stopped to let a pedestrian go by, like you do. They did my favorite thing. Give one of these. Now, this sends a very confusing message. This is saying, I want to act like I'm walking fast, but I'm not really going to walk fast. Instead, I'm going to give you an enthusiastic mime of somebody walking fast. Then once in a while, you got somebody who actually runs. Overachievers. Done with them. Got no time for them. Every once in a while, you get the angry old lady. I got to lock eyes with me. I have a 7-year-old daughter, 7 years old, great little girl. Started noticing, realizing that she's getting good at picking out bad guys in movies. Like she saw Darth Vader for the first time, and she's like, bad guy? I'm like, that's very good. Then eventually she started to take this skill on the road. We're at a grocery store. There's a guy next to us in line. She's like, bad guy? I was like, I don't know, maybe. I was like, better examine this a little bit. I was like, well, bald with a ponytail, that might be a bad sign. Shoes and sandals, could be a creeper, who knows? You know, the thing is, having a really beautiful daughter, she's so cute. And one thing you'll notice is that people will never take a picture of you ever again once you have a daughter. From that point on, they've made a firm statement that the cutest thing about you left your body a long time ago, and it is not coming back. But yeah, so watching her grow up has been really something special, you know. She's smarter than I am. Let's get that out of the way. But yeah, she's great. I'm sorry, you caught me in a real moment there. Yeah, she used to have this thing for the longest time when she used to think the word monkeys was actually monies, which is cute enough as it is, right? But then you realize, from her perspective, everywhere she goes, all she hears is people arguing about monkeys. People are walking around like, man, I'm going to walk right into my boss's office, and I'm going to demand more monkeys, or I'm walking out of there. Man, if I don't start making more monkeys, they're going to take the house away. Look, I give your mom 20% of my monkeys every week. Slightly veiled child support joke. My parents were kind of old when they had me. Nobody even said the word accident in my house. My mom once came home and said she got into a car surprise. But, you know, growing up, I always realized, like, my depression isn't like some people's. I don't get angry, and I don't want to do anything to myself. I just lose motivation. Like, for me, depression is me sitting, like, okay, time to wipe my ass. Fuck it. Just can't do it. See, personally, I'm a big fan of the Confederate flag. I know, controversial, right? I think it's stupid that they stopped making it so easy to buy. You know what's great about the rebel flag is it's like wearing a name tag that says, I'm an asshole. We need to make it easy to identify racists. It used to be all tiny mustaches. Now they're getting lost in the shuffle. We don't want to lose track of these people. I'm about to get married. We get a round of applause for both depression and marriage tonight. You guys are killing it. But, you know, I was thinking the other day, anytime I think about missing being single, it just reminds me of all the stuff I had to do to get with girls that didn't lead to anything at all. This one girl, I remember her because she had sex like a government employee. You know, I'd pull my pants and she'd be like, oh, how can I help you? I'll fill out the forms. Just well, you know what? My name is Tom Schump, as a matter of fact. You guys have been a lovely crowd. Give it a hand for yourself. Thank you, Cam TV.
That's right. You're laughing because I said his name wrong, right? And I came up and I still didn't say it again because I was like, is it Schump? Is it Schump? Schump, 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 Schump. Okay. All right. It's time. All right. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep this moving right along. It was a treat to get this next comedian booked on this show, so I hope you guys enjoy it. As a matter of fact, I know you're going to enjoy her. She has been on Comedy Central. You may have seen her on there. She is currently on tour with Hannibal Buress. She just opened for Dave Chappelle. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the very funny Erica Nicole Clark.
Hello, how are you guys? That's good. I'm a teacher in the daytime. Hey, give it up for that. Fuck those kids. Fuck them all. I teach at an all-white school. It's not called the all-white school. But when I get there, it's just me and the janitor, right? So he's always like, hey, what's up, Erica? I'm like, hey, Daryl or Larry, whatever your name is. But it's funny. It's funny working with an all-white school, all-white teachers. Like, I don't have a lot in common with them, which is fine with me. Like, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm not married. I have no kids. And all the women that I work with are married with kids and in their mid-100s, right? So, like, we don't have shit to talk about, which I'm fine with that. Like, when I come in the teacher's lounge, I'm fine with that. I don't care about their lives. I don't care about what they thought about the movie Get Out. Just do you, Tammy, and leave me out of it, right? And it's like they always try to be super PC with me. Like today, you know, Tammy's like, Erica, I'm stepping out to lunch. You want me to grab you something? And I said, Tammy, get me whatever you get you, right? Tammy came back with Subway for herself and Popeyes for me. I was like, bitch, that was racist as fuck, but this is delicious. I love this. I teach special education, and I always have moments of clarity, like when I'm working with them. I have a kid who acts like she's a 2-year-old in the classroom. She walks around, she crawls on her knees, and she sucks her thumb, and it drives me crazy. So today I was just like, you know what, Hannah, I'm fed up. Why do you keep acting like you're 2 years old? You're 9 years old. Why do you keep acting like you're a baby? And Hannah said, because the older you get, the more people die. I was like, shit, that's the truest shit in the world. What the fuck am I supposed to say? No? Give me a pacifier, god damn it. You made me sad, Hannah. I like teaching my students about racism. It's because they don't know. It's Black History Month every month in my classroom. I don't care. And so, you know, I was teaching this girl the end of last year, and I was teaching them, and this girl with Down syndrome, she raised her hand, and she's like, Miss Clark, what's racism? So I was like, all right, Kelly, put your hand up. And she put her hand up, and I put mine up. And I was like, Kelly, you see how you're white and I'm black? And Kelly was like, I'm not white, I'm pink. I was like, give me a fucking break, please, Kelly. Okay, fine. You're pink, I'm brown. All right, so that's not the point. I'm like, racism, in a nutshell, since we are in America, is between the pink and the brown people, okay? And so I'm like, you know, it's the belief that the pink people have more rights than everybody else, and they have more privileges, and the law's bent to them, and they have better housing and better education, simply because they were born pink and I was born brown. That's racism, right? Kelly was like, that sucks. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? And she's like, wait a minute, Miss Clark, I figured it out. And I was like, figured what out? She was like, turn your hand around. Now you're one of us. Like, oh, that's adorable, but it does not work that way. They are adorable, though. But yeah, so I teach educational life skills, and if you don't know what that is, it's I teach them how to tie their shoe or fold clothes, skills they have to use when they get older and they leave school. So every week I take my students on a field trip and try to teach them these skills that I'm teaching them all throughout the week. And every week I have a student who would be like, Miss Clark, on this field trip, will there be hot dogs? I'm like, at the bank? No, okay? If the bank teller has hot dogs, run. I'll fucking catch up, right? But I took her to the grocery store. This is why I know that kids with special needs are extremely, extremely intelligent. I took her to the grocery store, and she's like, Miss Clark, are there hot dogs here? I'm like, yes, go get them, right? She gets the hot dogs here. Eat first, then you eat them. I said it 7 or 8 times. And then Allison said, the smartest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Allison was like, why pay over there? They're free over here. I was like, oh my God. She's like, Miss Clark, it's not stealing until we leave. I was like, you motherfucking right, it's not, Allison. All right, thank you guys. I was Erica Clark. Bye.
Erica Clark, give her another big round of applause. I tell you, she had the cameraman back there falling over. The camera's probably gonna be all over the place, shooting the ceiling and everything. He was like, oh shit. Trying to hold the camera. Oh man, we have another comedian coming up for you guys. One of my favorite comics in Chicago. He just did Montreal's Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. He performs all over the city. Make some noise for Abi Sanchez.
Yes. That is a proper way to start your job. I wish they did it at my regular job. Imagine they list out the stuff you did. Like, ladies and gentlemen, our next employee has been late since the day we hired him. He can be seen at various refrigerators stealing other people's lunches. And he's the current record holder for longest bathroom break. Give it up for Abi Sanchez. I'm like, yes! Give it up for me! Now when I walk in, I'm just angry at everybody. I'm just looking at people like, Karen, don't you fucking tell me about them cats again, I swear to God. Dave, you put fish in that microwave, I'm gonna punch you in the head. I'm gonna get fired from that job. But I'm gonna get fired because I call in sick with the most bullshit excuses I could think of. I just use stuff I see in TV commercials. I'm like, yo, boss, I can't come in. I got mesothelioma. Me or someone I love is involved in a car accident. I want to make sure I get the money I deserve. Let's see. My transvaginal mesh is all messed up right now. Like, I don't know how that works. A woman needs 2-3 days to get my V mesh back in order. Make sure my pH is balanced, all that good stuff. Because now, like, I go to work. The other reason I'm gonna get fired is because they started doing random drug testing, and I'm not a random drug user. I'm real consistent, you know. Like now, I just sit at work and I just kind of like make lists of the people that I hate there. Like I hate people that complain about Mondays every Monday when they come into work. Like, ugh, Mondays, can you believe it? It's Monday again? I'm like, yeah, that's how a calendar works. It's just always gonna happen. And I'm like, how is every Monday bad for you? I don't understand. How do you hate Mondays? Like, I treat Mondays like a woman's period. I know it's gonna suck, but I'm glad it showed up. I don't need no mysteries in my life about what happened on Sunday. Like, I need to know. I hate people that work hard. You know, like people that go into work first thing in the morning, start being productive right away. I'm like, what? Relax. We got 8 hours of this shit, man. Like, if you get done, they give you more. Calm down. Like, what are you working so hard for? The first thing I do when I get to work is I check my lottery tickets to make sure I should even be at work that day. I could be a millionaire. I'm messing around with Todd from accounting. No, fuck Todd. I hate him. I'm trying to buy a yacht. I hate fat vegetarians. I just don't feel like you could trust them. Like, how are you still fat? But you only eat vegetables. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you stop eating bacon to still look like someone that eats bacon? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I do partake in smoking weed. I like that. People say weed messes with your memory. That's not true. You just don't do anything memorable. It's not like you get high and go on this big-ass adventure and then forget about it. Like, no, you just don't do it. You fall asleep watching Netflix on the couch. That's bad. Alcohol messes with your memory. Because when you get drunk, the last thing you remember doing, that's not the last thing you did. There's a 4-hour blank spot you got to fill in somehow. Like, you ever wake up shocked in your own bed? Like, how the hell did I get home? Oh, my God. Where did that cheeseburger come from? How did I get 50,000 steps on my Fitbit? What? Like, my average is 200. I hit 50K. Wow. That's a real thing. My cell phone messes up my memory, too. Like, I used to be able to remember phone numbers. And now, I can't remember anybody's phone number. Like, if I go to jail, I'm screwed. I remember one phone number, and it's 911. They're not gonna help me, I'm already there. Like, what's your emergency? I am in here, these people are harassing me. I need you to come get me, call my mom. I don't know what her number is. Even taking pictures. Because I'm 40 years old, and I remember back in the day when you took a picture, you had to get it developed, and you had to go to a Walgreens, and then you let it sit there, and then you forget that you took pictures, and then like 6 months later, they send you like, hey, you forgot pictures. And I'm like, oh shit. Then you go back, like, okay, these are memories. Now everyone's got a cell phone, they take a picture, and they want to show it to you right away. I'm like, here, look at us. I'm like, we're in the same pose. Nothing has happened. Like, still got a duck face. I don't understand. Like, this is crazy. I did turn 40 last year. I wasn't excited about it. I don't feel like I look like I'm 40. But then sometimes I look in the mirror and I feel like a gangbanger going through a midlife crisis. Like, like, man, I wish the Bloods had a dental plan. This is really... I get these wisdom teeth pulled, but I don't know what to do. I do old man stuff, like I wear watches. The messed up thing is I don't know how to tell time with the hand. So like my biggest fear is just someone asking me what time it is and I gotta do math in front of a stranger, like, ah, shit. I gotta start thinking like, what time was it last time I checked my cell phone? It's about 2:43? I don't know. It's terrible. Like I'm scared to have kids. I just adopted a dog and I feel like that's the highest level of stress I'm really gonna deal with. Cause like I don't wanna be responsible for something I can't have put down. Like that sounds, it sounds messed up, but like, at least I'm honest, you know? Like, and plus, it's not a big deal if a dog dies at 10. Like, at least he was 70 in dog years. You know, like, you can soften the blow. Like, a kid, like, you're gonna have a DCFS investigation. What happened to that kid, sir? Also, I don't want to turn into my friends that have kids. Now they're really annoying. Like, I call them up, try to talk to them, like, hold on, man, I gotta take care of this baby. It's like, what about me? I've known you for 30 years. You just met him. Like, he's not gonna remember this. I'm never gonna forget this. Like, I need to talk to you right now. And then he's like, well, how about I put the baby on the phone and talk to you? Have you ever talked to a baby on the phone? It's a very one-sided conversation. It's just you on one end saying hi over and over. Hi, can you say hi? Say hi to Uncle Abi. And the baby's just like, parents in the background screaming, say hi to Uncle Abi. Can't say hi because he can't talk. Get him off the phone. I got grown man shit I want to talk about. I need your Netflix password. He doesn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried Goo Goo Gaga 1, Goo Goo Gaga 2. How'd that work? Anybody here own Netflix account? Okay, now make some noise if you're using somebody else's. Yeah. All of us. That's entertainment welfare. That's exactly what that is. That's what Does it ever take too long to load up? You're like, oh shit, did they change their password? Like, I don't want to call my ex-girlfriend right now. I'm on a date. It's going to be very awkward. I'm a terrible person to watch movies with, though, because I'm one of those people that, like, I see things in movies and I call out what I think is fake. I can prove it. Romantic comedies. Every time that couple goes on a date, they always find parking right away. They just pull up downtown right in front. We're here. I'm like, get the what? No. You didn't circle the block not one time? Like, I've had dates end because I couldn't find a parking spot. Just 45 minutes circling the block, looking at signs, looking at her. What do you want me to do? I can't fit there. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're gonna have to walk a little bit, huh? What, drop you off in the front? No, I'm scared of this neighborhood too. Get out of here. Then we die together. This is a Tinder date. I could swipe you right out of my car and never see you. It's for real. Other thing I hate in movies is when they show a couple and they take a shower together. You always see it, just some dude with his muscular butt cheeks hanging out, looking over his shoulder. Like, come on, and they walk into this big old room full of steam and glass doors everywhere. There's music playing, he touches her, she puts her hand on the door, slides it down. It's all romantic. Yeah, that works in movies because they have Hollywood bathrooms. They don't have crappy one-bedroom apartment in Chicago bathrooms where you have to wait 10 minutes before the water even gets hot. And then when it does, you got to stand in the shower single file. And the guy's always in the back just shivering like, oh my God, when's my chance of the hot water? I thought we were having sex, my stuff shriveled up inside of me. Like, we just look like two lesbians taking a shower now, this is terrible. Like, and then there's no door to put your hand on.
It's just like a dirty shower curtain that you don't want touching you. You're like, ah!
Like, you're just pushing it back, like, why? Why is there only 3 magnets? I need like 5 magnets. It's like, They're so weak. This is terrible. It was happening to me. I was in a shower with a girl. I'm just back there shivering, just manic. It's like my penis looks like a little doorstop. I'm like, this is terrible. And I'm just reaching over her to get water onto me, but she's getting mad at me because her hair's getting wet and she wasn't ready to wash it that day. I'm like, well, how do I know the hair rules? Like, this is bullshit. Maybe we should have took a bath. And then like I'm just getting all frustrated. So finally I just peed on her feet and I walked out of there. It's like, you know.
I'll be single. I get hot water as a bachelor. I like that.
I am trying to make changes. Like I wanna lose weight. I was a fat kid growing up, and I haven't even lost weight. I just got taller. Like I was shaped like a meatball, now I'm shaped like a sausage. Like, I went to a doctor, like, Doc, my back's really hurting. He's like, yeah, probably from carrying them big ass titties around. I was like, well, that's it's very unprofessional of you, sir. But it was I like being a fat kid because like I felt safe because I knew nobody was gonna kidnap me. Like you can't just pick up a fat kid and run. You know what I'm saying? Like. You ever have a fat kid run towards you, want to jump in your arms? And you're like, oh, there, big guy. Oh, you get one of these on the ground hugs. Blew up my transvaginal mesh the other day. I can't really, I'm not going to pick you up. That's crazy. Too much work right now. The other good thing, like the only bad thing about being a fat kid growing up was like the stereotype was true. Like, you always get picked last for gym class. Like, being a fat kid in gym was like being that first slice of bread in the new loaf. You know the butt where you kind of like pass over that one, you keep picking, until finally you're looking like, all right, I guess I'll take you. And then that's exactly me. I'm standing like, I'm good bread. Like, I can play dodgeball. I'm looking at the other kids who they're picking. I'm like, you picked him? He's got ringworm. Like, he's contagious. I'm chubby. I don't understand. That's why now, whenever I buy bread, I eat that slice first. Because I know what it feels like to be that bread. And let me tell you something about it. It's a terrible piece of bread. I don't even, it's all crust. Why is it in a bag? Like, birds don't even eat that. Like, what? Get this shit out of here. Crazy. I'm 100% Puerto Rican. I probably should have said that earlier to clear up any confusion. And like I'm also a light-skinned Latino, so that Caitlin makes me like a person of color with no color. So like I'm a gateway minority. Like people use me to get to like a harder and harder minority. My white friends would use me to get them drugs, and then like my black friends use me to talk to the cops for them. Not like that. But I always liked embrace my white friendships. I feel like they were earned. They got to know me, ask me questions. Because my black and Latino friends, we already have something in common, and it was just making fun of white people. Like, we see each other across the room like, these motherfuckers, right? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't know. Like, you paid $30 for brunch too? This is crazy. I don't understand why we're here. It's just eggs and Mad Dog 2020. Get that at the house. I'm not gonna leave this house on a Sunday at 11 o'clock. But like my white friends that would get to know me, ask me questions, like, hey man, where are you from? I tell them I'm from Puerto Rico. I was like, oh my God, I heard it's so beautiful there. They got beautiful beaches. Interest in me and where I'm from until I realized that they said it to anybody and it didn't matter where you were from. Like, oh, you're from Rwanda? I heard there was a great hotel there. I would love to visit one day. I was like, I think you misappointed that movie, bro. It's a 2-star hotel at best. Bad things happen over there. It was weird being like a Latino growing up, because no one really believed me. So they were just like, they just doubted me. I had to tell them like, no, I'm down, man. Like, look at my shoes, they're clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is, but white dudes love letting their shoes get dirty. It's really weird. It's like the one pairs, like they see, it's like, is that mud? Yeah, he starts splashing around, and we're just like, what? All the black Latinos are like, what are you doing? You only have one pair. How do you match your shirts? I don't understand. Like, it's so weird to me. Now, as I said, like I'm getting older, trying to make changes, giving up certain things. I gave up watching porn on my cell phone. Like, laptops and tablets was, it's just too convenient. It was just always in my pocket. And like, there was always that 1 second right before the movie starts and the screen goes black, and then you make eye contact with yourself. Just kind of staring at your reflection. Like, you really gonna do this right now? It's 2:30 in the afternoon. You sure you're ready to get? I'm like, I got 3 minutes before my break is over. Let's go, chop chop. Gotta handle this. Trying to find the right girl. I like natural girls. They got the real hair color, no fake fingernails. Maybe their breasts are lopsided. Like, one's a B cup and one's a C cup. That's kind of hot. Like, cause like you lay her on her back, it looks like her chest has a lazy eye. You're like, get out of that armpit there. You guys have been awesome. This has been a very good time. I hope they keep this going. I like performing on TV. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to do it again. You guys have been an amazing audience. Thank you so much for spending the time with us, all right? Be safe.
Abi Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you guys for coming out to the first episode of Pan TV's LOL Chicago. Thank you again. My name is Marz Timms. One more big round of applause for everybody you've seen tonight. Thank you and enjoy your evening.